Good morning, everybody. This is Robert from RJL 518. The following presentation is from History Maker Golf. We welcome you to the Pacific Golf Links. In Pebble Beach, California for rounds 1, 2, and 3 of the PGA Championship here in sunny California. Now, of course, everyone knows that the PGA Championship is being held at Tournament Players Club Harding Park this year, but I've not been able to find a Harding Park from either Play or from the makers. So I decided to make my own choice, and I chose Pebble Beach, California. Reason is it actually is my favorite course, and I felt it'd be a very good course to do a PGA Championship. Today is rounds 1, 2, and 3, where we'll do the qualifying and, of course, to find out who will be playing in the final round tomorrow. Since this is a major, I will be doing the entire final round tomorrow. So be prepared for about 3 hours worth of streaming for the PGA Championship. The course layout is going to be very simple, except there's going to be some changes since it is a major. So certain holes are going to be made more difficult, as all holes for tomorrow are going to have the hazard symbol, and every hole is going to be bumped up by 1/2 quality. If it's challenging, like the first one here is semi-challenging, it will be fully challenging in the for it. So every hole is going to get bumped up. Course controls will actually remain the same, as I'm just going to bump up the difficulty for the hole and make sure that every hole has a symbol on it. And there you go. How you doing there, Steeler fan 1933? Welcome. I'm glad you joined me. I know a lot of people don't care less about. I love golf. Golf to me is a very relaxing game to watch. I can't play it worth anything, but the thing really like about golf is I love golf course architecture, as there are tens of thousands of golf courses everywhere, and not one of them are the same. So I love golf course architecture. That's one of the reasons why I'm a big game. And History Maker Golf is terrific. This is the best golf game you can get for any system out there. Okay, Play.com does a terrific job. All their History Maker games are great. History Maker Baseball, Second Season Football, they're all terrific. Got to check them out if you like them. But the golf game is terrific. But today we're just going to do rounds 1, 2, and 3, as we're going to see who makes the cut, who misses the cut. And then tomorrow we'll do the main streaming. So we get excited for the cutting, shall we say. We have 2 stacks of golfers. We have the morning group, and we have the afternoon group. The golfers, the stack of golfers were taken from the 2000 stars in the base game, and from the 2018 to 19 set that I received earlier this week. So I took about 40 from the 2000 stars. I took all. Well, actually, what I did is I took all 1, 2, and 3s golfers. So that they had. So I took all 1, 2, and 3 golfers from both sets, and then kind of like took 4s and 5s, 6s and 7s from both on a random basis, just to see what happened. And that's what we're going to do today. This is the chart we use for the History Maker Golf for the tournaments and such, for scoring keys and such. You're making the cut. And I have that right next to me here to watch. We roll 2 dice for the first couple of rounds to get the cutout. So how do we do this? Well, the first thing we got to do is we shuffled all the cards. And actually, all the cards are pretty much already shuffled, but I'll go ahead and reshuffle them again. Each card is sleeved. I went ahead and picked up sleeves for these cards. Makes it so much easier to shuffle. These cards are so small, and the quality of the paper they use is good. They use very good quality of paper, but it's so slippery that my hands just could not get around the paper, could not get around the cards. It was impossible to hold to just deal. So I went ahead and got card sleeves. Now they're so much easier to shuffle. Okay. We divide the morning. So this is going to be the morning stack. So we move this stack to the side. And we divide this stack into 8 piles. All right. And I'm going to actually deal them out, just like so. As the golfers go ahead and begin to tee off. So much easier to deal. Yes, last week when I did my Q school at Kapalua Plantation, it was impossible. Okay, here we go. So this is the morning group. We'll go ahead and neaten them up a little bit. I'm still learning the game. This is only be the second time I'm actually streaming this. So hopefully I don't make that many mistakes. I've made a couple last week, so we'll see if we learn. And I think golf is a great game. I truly do. I usually watch it for golf course architecture, and sometimes you get some really great shots. Can't play it worth anything. Okay, so now we go ahead and we roll 2 dice. We roll these 2 dice here, which I'm going to use white and black, and see who makes the cut. And of course, golfers that make the cut go to here. We have some outstanding golfers. We have cards that miss the cut go here. Okay, and then of course we can have injured golfers on a 1 and a 1. So let's see how we do this. Let's try her out. First, and it's always red, and you read it from ascending order. So this is a 15, so it's going to be a 1 to 5. So it's a draw 4 golfers. So we draw 4 golfers here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And these golfers will automatically make the cut. So Dustin Johnson, Colin Morikawa, Nate Lashley, Brandon Steele. And then you choose the top remaining golfer. So then what we do is we go through the rest of the stack and we find the remaining golfer and the top remaining golfer. And these numbers here, the lower, the better. And we have a 4B, 3B, 2B, and 2C. What is the outstanding designation for? You will find that out if it does happen. And Jason Cockrock with a 2C is the top remaining golfer, so he automatically gets there. So these golfers missed the cut. So these golfers are out. They did not make the final. They did not make round 3. Next stack. And that is also a 1-5. So again, we draw 4 golfers. These golfers that make it are Adam Scott, Kramer Hickok, Phil Mickelson made it, and Steve Elkington. I might have a couple of duplicates in this. If I do have a couple of duplicates, if there is a duplicate, because there are a couple of there might be 2 Tiger Woods in here, and maybe maybe 2 Phil Mickelsons and such. If there is a duplicate, the card that's already in there counts. So there is another Phil Mickelson. So if that reaches in there, he's out. That is the card to be used. And now it says choose top remaining golfer. So we go back to here. And the top remaining golfer in this group is 2C Brandt Snedeker. So he goes ahead. And you'll see I have 2,000 stars and 2018-19 pro season mixed in. Of course, when I'm done with this tournament, I'll go ahead and put them in the respective bags. The next roll is a 3-6 for the next stack, and that is a draw 3 golfers. So 3 golfers are drawn. So we have Joaquin Neiman, J.B. Holmes, and Alex Prue. And now it says top 3 remaining golfers. Table spot for Delaware. Welcome to Pebble Beach, Pacific Golf Links. And now we choose the top 3 remaining golfers. And I'll spread them out. And the top 3 remaining golfers here, you got a 1A, which is Rory McIlroy. You have 2C, Tony Finau and Adam Hadwin. So these are the top 3 remaining golfers. And that's a tie. And then you have, of course, 3 A's, and that ties. If there's a tie, they always go in together. And Keith Mitchell missed the cut. Next grouping is a 2 and a 3. That is a draw 1 golfer. And that is going to be Seamus Power, so he's in there. And now top 2 remaining golfers. Just lay them out. And the top 2 remaining golfers is Sergio Garcia. He makes it. And with the 2B, Xander Schauffele makes it. And the rest are out. As I said, I took the 2000 season and the 2018-19 pro season. I immediately put, there's Brandon Baker. I immediately put welcome, welcome. I immediately put every golfer that had a tournament record of at least 1 dash, 2 dash, and 3 dash automatically in the group, and then I randomly selected 4, 5, 6s, and 7s from both sides, from both groups. So we have a mixture of guys from the 2000s and mixture from the 2019 season. Take a look at Group 4, see what happens here. Brandon Baker, of course, is one of the experts of this game, and he can help me through it if I make any errors. 2-4 is a draw 2 golfers. So the 2 golfers will be Taylor Gooch and Justin Harding make the cut. And now top 2 remaining golfers. 5B, 6C. Ernie Els gets in there. Davis Love is a 2B. Wee Kim is out. Joe Rahm will join him. And Mike Weir, the top 2 remaining golfers. So we have 2 1Bs and 2 2Bs, which means they all get in there. There's a tie, they get in there. And the rest miss the cut. Next group. And that is a 2-2. And just draw 2 top golfers only. So we'll just do this draw here. And it's going to be Luis Oosthuizen and Luke List. So these guys are in. So let's see who didn't get in there. Oh, Tiger Woods didn't make it. Ouch. Streb. Mark Leishman didn't get in there. Rocco Mediate. Olson. Cordera. And both Tiger Woods cards didn't get in. So Tiger didn't make it. And yes, I know, Brandon. I know I have duplicates in there. I figured the one rule was if one card gets in, the other card is automatically disqualified, depending what it is. I just went ahead and did this way just for the heck of it. But I have 2 seasons now, so I have the 2000s and I have the 2018 and 19 pro season. I have 2017 and 18. I should be getting that today, and of course more courses. And I'm playing this at Pebble Beach. Yeah, these are actually cheap. They really were very cheap, but I got a whole bunch of sleeves. So much easier to handle these cards. So much easier to handle. That's a 1-2. I did get some sleeves for the courses, but unfortunately they were too small, so I had to send them back, and I got the correct size now coming in for these. I thought these were tarot size, and they were a little wider than that. So I got some 80 millimeter 120 sleeves coming in for the courses. So here's our next group. And that is a 1-6, and that is a draw 5 golfers and choose top remaining golfers. So Aaron Baddeley, Ryan Palmer, Patrick Cantlay, Matt Kuchar, and Rod Pampling will make it. So those are in. They make the cut. And now we choose the top remaining golfer. Al, Red Sox fan, welcome, brother. King, all hail the king of the hill. Phil Mickelson, Jason Day, Ernie Els, Cameron Champ, Bronson Burgoon. Now, we have Phil Mickelson here. He's the top remaining golfer. However, already in the cut, Phil Mickelson already got in with that card, a 4B. With that being said, the rule I made up is that if the first card stays in, this is eliminated. So this Phil Mickelson will not be here. So then I go to Jason Day. He will be the top remaining golfer, and the rest are out. When I have more seasons, when I have the rest of the seasons, I'm probably going to be taking I'm going to probably be taking everybody's best card from all the seasons and put it together into one big massive pack. Final grouping for the morning run. That's a 36. That's a draw 3 golfers. We have DJ Trahan, Ricky Fowler, and Hideki Matsuyama. Fowler is actually not having a bad tournament at Harding Park as well. It's actually he's actually doing pretty well. The tournament at the moment, yeah, kind of thinks the Mickelson twin for the courtesy. Exactly. Yes, he does. So these guys are in. And now with a 36, we choose the top 3 remaining golfers. So much easier to handle these things since I sleeved them. So much easier. So Vijay Singh, Susan Sung Kang, Scott Verplank. Now I got a question for you, Brandon Baker. As it says choose top 3 remaining golfers. Now Vijay Singh is 1, and these guys here are both 3B. Now here is the 3 top golfers, but it says choose top 3 remaining golfers. Do I go to if there are already 3 golfers chosen, do I go to the next one here, which would be Adam Schenk, who's the third rated golfer here, or these 3 golfers stop after 3B? Thank you very much, brother. That's why I'm glad you're here. So these guys get in, and these are out. And that is the morning group. No injuries. Here is the afternoon group. Give them a quick golfers not ratings. Thank you. So actually I made a mistake earlier, but that's okay. It doesn't matter to have a few extra golfers in there. They'll probably be eliminated anyway. So far, nobody outstanding. So now we go ahead and we will you can see why I've got this is the main reason why I got the sleeves. Just so I can do this. I know you can go ahead and just easily go ahead and divide them into 8 stacks. I like being a little bit more. I'm OCD. I'm obsessive compulsive disorder, guys. Unfortunately, Tiger Woods did not have a good tournament, didn't have a good round yesterday. Couldn't make a putt to save his life. He's lucky actually he made the cut. But we'll see how he does at the 3rd round. He is my favorite golfer. And before him, that was Jack Nicklaus. But so far, it looks like we're going to have a good set of stars for the PGA Championship. I am increasing the difficulty of the holes, thanks to Keith Avalon, who actually gave us some ideas of how to increase the difficulty of the holes. So I'm going to raise all hole qualities by half quality, and put the triangle on every hole. So we're going to have some low scoring, and also you'll see what happens when I get to the scoring. Today we're just doing the first 3 rounds, and tomorrow we will do a full round of 18. Since this is a major, I'll do the entire round. If this was just a regular tour, I'll just do half a round. All right, let's get back to the rolling, shall we? And again, thank you everybody for joining me here. Always an honor to have Brandon here, Tabletop Sports Delaware, and of course, Al Red Sox fan. I got to admit, Al Red Sox, I remember, Al, you really were maybe one of the key guys that really decided to get me into doing cards and dice. Watching you do Stratomatic, Pine Tar, baseball, and of course I was already doing Action PC baseball and some Stratomatic baseball on the computer. And watching you do it just showed like you were having a lot of fun. You the man. Check out everybody's wonderful channels, of course. Steeler Fan 1933, who knows pretty much, who does Glory Days Boxing, Tabletop Sports Delaware, who does pretty much everything, and Al Red Sox Fan, who does Al Red Sox Fan, who also does everything, and he does Glory Days Boxing awesomely. Him and BBG, Lee Anthony at Bleacher Bums Gaming, awesome, terrific. And I tell you, Al, you really get into those boxing matches. I'll probably never play the game. I'm not really much into boxing, but just listening to you do it is a pleasure. And thank you, Brandon. Thank you. All you guys are spectacular, especially what's going on right now. We got to have things to do. We go to the first. Let's go to the first pairing and see what happens here. Nobody outstanding yet, so we'll see here. 2-5, and that is a draw. So draw 3 golfers. That's going to be Maggart, Charles Howell III, and Lucas Glover. They are in. And now it says top 2 remaining golfers. So Lipsky, Ian Poulter. Victor Hovland is now the second. Jordan Spieth will take over there. Padraig Harrington take over there. Colin Montgomery out. Justin Thomas gets in. Okay, so Padraig Harrington, Poulter, and Justin Thomas get in there. They make the cut, but no Jordan Spieth. Okay. This is, of course, the 2018-2019 season. So some of these golfers are lower. So when I get all the remaining seasons, I'll always choose the best cards when I get all the remaining seasons and, of course, all the remaining courses. Let's go to the next pack and see what happens here. That is a 45. That's a draw one golfer, and that's going to be Troy Merritt. And now we'll choose top 4 remaining golfers. I'm just going to spread them out. Easy for me to spread out here. So top 4 remaining golfers. All right. So we have Sergio Garcia, who I believe already made the tournament. I'll have to check. Shane Lowry is next. Then with a 3B is Paul Casey. And then with a 2 4Bs, Wes Roach and Cameron Tringale. And I'm pretty sure that Sergio's already in there. I'll check real fast. I'm pretty sure he made it in. And he did. Sergio Garcia actually did get in. This card here is a 2A, so this card will not be used. That is dropped back. So that Sergio is out. So we actually have so this year, let's see, 45. So that was top 4 remaining golfers, and we have the top 4 remaining golfers. So Lowry, Casey, Roach, and Tringale will make the tournament, and these guys are out. Next pack, and that is a 26. Draw 4 golfers. Choose top 2. So Harris English, Paul Azinger got in, Adam Svensson, and Pat Perez. And you can see there are some 7As and all that stuff here. I figure, how did I decide which golfers get their twins in the set? Some of it was as I said, one of the thing is that most of these I chose from both sets, from the 2019 season and from the 2000 stars, immediately all 1s, 2s, and 3s. It's a major. So all 1s, 2s, and 3s, the best golfers automatically go in, no matter what the card rating was. Okay. 4s, then I randomly selected 4. Then I rolled some dice and chose how many 4s from each set, 5s from each set, 6s, and 7s. Okay, it was all pretty random, but I can guarantee. But the thing about it is, by doing the way I did, I guaranteed the best golfers, at least from each set, would be in this. It is a major. If this was just a tour, a regular tour championship, a regular tour, I wouldn't have done it that way. I'd probably taken maybe like a couple of 1s or 2s, because remember, not every golfer plays in every championship, and some number 1s and 2s take weeks off. So, and then of course I decided that whatever card comes first, if there is a duplicate, all right, and I'm still going to go through this to make sure if there are any duplicates I missed, because there may be some extra duplicates in here. So if there are ones I missed, I'll go through this real fast, okay? And now some of the duplicates did get in here. The first card, which of course is at the bottom, will be chosen first. So here these guys are in on a 26. And choose top 2 remaining golfers. And the top 2 remaining golfers here is Cabrera and Cameron Smith. So these guys are in, and these did not get to make the cut. Next matchup, see what we got here. That is a 1-2, draw 1 golfer. And that's going to be Siwoo Kim. He gets in. And now choose top remaining golfer. Let's see who's left here. Top remaining golfer is Vaughn Taylor and Chris DeMarco with 3 Bs, so they will get in. And these guys did not get it. They are out. So far, no outstandings yet. 46. Draw 1 golfer. Now be the top, and that's going to be Henrik Stenson. He makes it. And now choose top 4 remaining golfers. Top 4 remaining golfers. So we have Justin Rose, Gary Woodland. At a 3A is Stuart Appleby. And at 4B, we have Moore, Jacobson, and Kraft. So they actually get in. So these guys make the cut, and these did not. Next matchup. That is a 2-5. And that is a draw 3 golfers and choose top 2. Webb Simpson, Patrick Reed, Ches Ravy. So these guys are in. I am using the 1-1 injury roll, but that's not come up yet. But I do have it. Yes, I do have the 1-1. I do have the injury card. Yes, I do have it. I have it next. I have it next to me if necessary. It's in the box. So if a 1-1 injury comes up, I will do it. Even though I'm really not doing a season yet. This is really not a season. Okay. I'm probably not going to start a season until I have all courses and all everything situated. But we're just doing the PGA Championship just because that's the tournament that's going on. But yes, I will do an injury. If there's an injury in these decks, we will do it. So this was a 25. So top 2 remaining golfers. The top 2 remaining golfers are Tommy Fleetwood and Retief Goosen. We know what he did last week at Palm and Orchid, and he's in there. Wonder if he'll have that kind of round again. Next stack. 26, and that is a draw 4, top 2. So Sungjae Im, Brady Schnell, Graham McDowell, and Brooks Koepka gets in there. Of course, Brooks have to be. You'd think he would be in there. Okay. So a 26. And now we choose the top 2. And the top 2 is Jim Furyk and David Toms. Ooh, he beats out Stuart Sink. He don't get in. All right. And no Fred Couples. Favorite of mine. I always like it. He's showing up with his new BMW bought with last week's winnings. Yeah, exactly. So these guys are in. No outstandings. Wow. And you know what? In a major, I kind of understand that. Final set. No outstanding golfers. Everybody's making the cut, though. Let's see. Here we go. 23. It's a draw 1 golfer. And that's going to be Brandon Harkins. He gets in. And choose top 2. The 6B, it looks like it's going to be Casey and Bryson DeChambeau. They are in. And these guys are out. And that is it. No outstanding golfers. No outstandings and no injuries this week. Okay. No outstanding golfers. So these guys missed the cut. They are out. Put them to the side, because I'll have to reorganize them later, which won't take that long. So here are our cuts that made the first and second rounds. What I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to go through this real fast and see. Well, actually, I can do this. We're looking for doubles or anything like that. I mean, I really could have taken a little bit more time to try to make sure I weeded out the doubles, but go do it. I create more stacks. So whatever card makes it first on the grading list, okay, will be the one that'll be used if there's a double. So now we get it. Miss the cut, and give me a moment, and we'll set up the golfers who made the cut and do the third round. No outstanding performers. No outstanding performers, but we might have perks and issues, though. And here, of course, is my bowl of the chips and such. I asked Keith Avalon for some extra blues and red chips. He was very kindly. He sent me some in the last package. Wonderful guy to work with. He is terrific. So I'll use the chips to dictate any perks that occur in this one. So no outstandings. How about that? No outstandings. Yeah, he is excellent when it comes to service, as well of course as Joe Bryan from Payoff Pitch. He is also top of customer service. He always gets back to me as soon as he can. He's been very busy, which I understand, but he always seems to get back to me. There's our stroke cards. We'll save those for next. So no outstanding golfers. But we still have to put the sign there. It's not too uncommon to get a no outstanding right. But this still goes there because that's going to be the A+. They could still be leading. And we'll see how we do here. Let's do this here. Wish I had more room, but we know that these guys are usually going to be in the contentions. And we put the B's over here. We'll put the C's here. And D's here. Didn't leave much room really for the sets. That's all right. All right. We shuffle. Since we're no outstanding golfers, we only put down seven stacks instead of 8. Yeah, Keith is as good as it gets for customer service. Always writes he writes a letter for every time somebody places an order. And I'll be honest, I still might give us History Maker Baseball a shot one day. All right. So 7 new final round stacks. Yeah, shut it off. Well, just leave it on. Just leave it on. I'll get to it when I get done here, Mom. So now we have 7 stacks. What you do is you let the B- hang with the C's group, as B- will not be called for upon TV coverage unless B might be. You're probably right about that. So you know what? I will take your advice. How about that? I've not sleeved these. I probably should sleeve these also. Now let's do this. See who will compete for the Wanamaker Trophy. Course difficulty, as I said, is being increased. It is a major. And following some advice from Keith that I've read on the forums and the newsletter, every hole is going to be increased by 1/2 difficulty and quality. And I'm going to put the hazard symbol on every hole. So we should have some low scores. As you should have for a major. The course I'm going to use is Pacific Golf Links Tournament Players Club. TPC Harding Park was not available yet. They'll probably make that course for next year, maybe. So I'm going to play at Pebble Beach, which is my favorite course. So here is the course here we're going to use tomorrow, Pacific Golf Links at Pebble Beach, California. And what I mean by difficulty is that the course control I'm going to keep the same, but these are going to be increased by 1/2 quality. So this is semi-challenging, so which means this hole would be straight challenging, not semi-challenging. And every hole will have the triangle symbol on it. So can't make the hazards because they always remember at majors, roughs are always grown a little longer. Every major, I mean, you can make a course as easy as you want or as hard as you want, but every major tournament, they always let the rough grow. Oh, yes, I answered my question about the outstanding designation. My bad. Yes, since it didn't happen. So what it does, if there's Brandon Baker is completely correct there, Steeler fan. If someone ends up in an outstanding pile, they had an exceptionally good round, and they get their own special pile, usually they will still be in contention. Since it usually didn't it's in contention. Since nobody finished in that round, there are no outstanding golfers. And you know what? In a major tournament, that actually makes some sense since the course is they always increase difficulty of courses during a major. Usually hole locations are always near the edges. They usually put a hole in the middle of the green. Greens are usually are usually made firmer a little bit so the ball rolls. Hole location, they let the rough grow. Usually it's how they go ahead and increase in golf course strength. Because in a major tournament, I mean, right now for the PGA Championship, I think the high score is 9 under or 8 under right now after 2 rounds at TPC Harding Park, which I've been watching, and so far the course is playing tough, but right now the players are actually dealing with it at the moment. So they're doing okay. They're doing normal on a course that's really supposed to be tougher. They're right. There wasn't one particular golfer who ran away with either of the days. That is correct. You're right, Brandon. So now we complete the 3rd round. So again, we roll the same dice, and of course we could have perks and such, which we'll roll and we'll find out what perks they are. I'm going to have room here, so we'll see what happens. So let's see what happens with stack number 1. And that is a 1-4. Top golfer contends with an A. So now we look for the top golfer in the pack. Garcia, Neiman, Adam Scott, 1B. 1B right now seems to be top. Lowry, Joe Rahm with a 1B. Harris English. Brooks Koepka with a 1B. Hideki Matsuyama, 2B. Aaron Baddeley. Fleetwood. Justin Rose with a 1B. Wow, all in the same pack. And Vijay Singh with a 1B. Oh, boy. Okay. On a 1-4. So top golfer contends with an A. Others finish with a C. So actually, we already have 5 golfers in the A pile because they all make it. They're all 1B, so they're all there. These golfers contend with a C, so they're pretty much out of it. And I'll put them underneath there. So already we got 5 golfers already in there. We might have we might have to do some tiebreakers. There's the next roll. That's a 26. Draw golfer contends with an A-. So one golfer we draw, and that's going to be Xander Schauffele. He will be the A-. And others finish with a B-. So let's see who didn't get in there. McIlroy didn't make his B-. Hickok, Svensson, Fowler, Smith, McDowell, Kuchar, Ryan Palmer, Simpson, Stuart Appleby, and Sung Kang. So 2-6. So draw golfer contends with A-. Others with a B-. So these guys are here. And they're out. How about that? Okay. Next stack is a 5-5. All golfers contend with B. Ooh. All golfers contend with a B. Every one of these golfers here goes here. Oh, boy, a 5-5. So let's see. Kim, Moore, Goosen. Well, I guess Goosen's not going to be playing this weekend. Cantlay, Maggart, Schnell, Cabrera, Verplank, Johnson, Mickelson, Finau, and Harding. All right, they're all in Bs. But I'm underneath the B. Oh boy, they still might have a shot with a B to contend, but we'll see. Next stack. Yeah, he's going to do a Harding Park with the PGA, but unfortunately, he didn't do it yet. So I'm going to do Pebble Beach. It's my favorite course, and I just kind of chose it. I would normally randomly choose a course, but for a major, I thought Pebble Beach would be fine for it. See, we get here. That's a 2-3. Draw golfer contends with an A. So the car is Taylor Gooch. Oh, Taylor Gooch. Okay. He's going to make a 4A. He's going to contend with an A on a 2-3. And others contend with a B+. Bears Den, welcome to History Maker Golf Qualifying PGA Championship. So Vaughn Taylor, Jacobson, Toms, Weir, Howell, Harkins, Thomas Justin Thomas didn't get there. Merritt, Morikawa, Elkington, and Hadwin will not be in there. So a 2-3, they all contend with a B+, still have a shot. We put them over here for the time being. They have a chance, though. We go to stack number 5. Because you're a fan of Tom Kite and his 1990. You're right. And I like Tom Kite, too. '56, draw golfer contends with an A-. And that is going to be Davis Love III. So he joins them there. 56. And with an A-, and all others finish with a D. So DeMarco, Kraft, Oosthuizen, Pampling, Glover, DeCambo, Poulter, Tringale, Lashley, Snedeker, Thompson, all with a D. So they had a rough third round, and they're out. Stack number 6. That is a 25. Draw golfer contends with a perk. So he's going to have a perk, whoever this is. So the draw golfer, let's make sure 25, yep, contends with a perk, contends with an A. So Tyrell Hatton is a draw golfer, and he gets a perk or an issue. So we'll put a thing on him there to know that he has that to check out on a 25. Top golfer contends with an A-. So now we got to find the top golfer here. 3A, 2C, 3A, 2B, 3A, 2A, 2A, 4B, 7B, 7B. So we have 2 top golfers contending with an A-. So Harrington and Casey are in there, so they get joined up. While everybody else finished with a C. So they join this group as they are eliminated, pretty much. Final stack. Who will be in the TV tomorrow for the PGA Championship at Pacific Golf Links, aka Pebble Beach? It's too bad they couldn't get licensing to name the actual courses the way they should be. 45. Draw golfer contends with an A-, and he has a perk. So that's going to be Seamus Power, A-, and he gets a perk. 45. Top golfer contends with an A. So now we find the top golfer. Woodland 1C, 3A, 5B, 1B. Ernie Els beats out Woodland. 2A, 5C, 2C, 3B, 2C, and 4C. Ernie Els is going to compare. Ernie Els is the top golfer here at 45, And he's going to contend with an A, so L's is in there. And 45. Others finished with a D+. So these guys didn't get in. D+. And that is it. Now we got to see how many golfers we have. See if we have 12, because we have 12. We're supposed to look for 12. So we'll check with the A- first. Seamus Power has a chip. Harrington, 3, 4, 5. So 5 golfers at A. At A-. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's this chip. And an 8. So we have 13. You know, I wish Goose would got an exception. So we have 13 golfers, so we need to remove 1. So we need to remove 1. So I'm trying to remember how they did that. So these are the A- golfers. So we have a total of 13 golfers, so we need to go, and these are the A golf. These are the A golfers, and these are the A- golfers. We have 5 A- golfers. So I think 1 golfer has to be moved to B+. Am I right about that, Brandon? I think we do. We have 7 A golfers. We have 8 A golfers and 5. So if you have 1 A-, 1 goes to B+. Right. So now we got to find out which one's the B+. So, and I know it's a tie or something here. So roll decider dies with a draw golfer or a bottom. Okay, so I have to reshuffle these, right? Okay. So I have to reshuffle. All right. We know Seamus Power. All right. So I got to reshuffle. No problem. Oh, I need to reshuffle. It's a bottom. All right. Well, okay. Well, we know which one has got the perk. All right. Roll a decider die, which I have here. Thank you, Brandon, for your help. And that is a set. So that's set. So if that is a, so the decider's die says yes. So that means what? Bottom or top? Is that the bottom? Dot is draw. Okay, so we draw. And what I'm going to do is I got 5 here. I'm going to roll a die and choose which card in order. That's forgetting 6. So 3. So 1, 2, 3. So that card goes to the B+. And it is Xander Schauffele. So he is in the B+ category. So he now goes to B+. And the rest are in. And of course, Seamus Power has the perk. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is your 12 golfers for tomorrow. Now we have to put them in. So here's our A-. And here are our A's. I'm sorry, no, these are our A-. My bad. Those are A-, and these are the A's. It was blank. You were demoting a golfer. You take bottom, which is lowest rating. You got the draw, so it's a random dice draw. Thank you, my brother. So these are our A's. And these are our A minuses. So these are now removed, but I'll keep the B. These are removed, so I'll keep the B positives over here. So now we remove these. So a lot of top golfers did not make the TV telecast. I'm not keeping scores and such, at least not for a season, just a tournament. I won't officially start a season, and when I'm going to do a season, I'm going to do it Grand Prix style. I'm going to try something different than normal. So here are your B positives, and we know we have to keep these around in case of contention, in case someone gets into contention. So here is that. Now we put these down. Now we will see where the golfers are at. Now what I have to do is I have to get my scorecards, or not my scorecards, but my score chips that I created, because I'm going to have to put I have to find out what the pars are. And where did I put that? Okay. So here is the PGA Championship scorecard we'll use. It's major course difficulty, so we're increasing the strength of the course. Pacific Golf Links, it's a par 72. The score from last year's, the score from last year's. My ask golfer from the B pile. I had a fuzzy zeller come to the B pile once emerged and destroyed the field. Yes, exactly. Yeah, that's exactly right. That's why we keep the B pluses around, just in case. So the score for the par for last year's PGA, which was held at Bethpage Black, okay, was in the 272 range. It was 272. It was 8 under, which was the winning score, for last year's at Bethpage Black. I'm going to use that, even though I'm not using the Bethpage Black course. And it's going to be, and that was 8 under par. For 3 rounds of par here, it's 216 at Pebble Beach. So this will tell me what the minus and will be, what the score will be. Now, what I was also told, what a good idea came from another player that Keith actually said, depending on what the scores are, go one level lower. So you don't have very high scores. Go one level lower. So even though these guys would be rolling on the A minus, okay, I could roll these on the B plus, one level lower, okay, to get lower scores to start with, since it is a major. So let's see if I can do this right. So follow with me, Brandon. Make sure I don't blow it. As far as the perks and stuff, we'll do that after we get the rolls in. So we'll start with the A's. Let me ask you this question, Brandon. Do you go ahead and reshuffle these cards before you put them in here, or do you just, whatever, just, put them down like this or something like that, and that's it? Do you reshuffle? Would you reshuffle the A's and the A minuses, or just leave them as it is right here and now, and not just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? Not necessarily as a roll will decide. Okay, very well. So let's see. Looks like we got a good field here. We got Koepka, we got Rose, we got Singh, we got Els, we got Scott. Got a good round. So let's do the A's first. Let me get my cards here, and we'll see what we got. All right. Thank you all again for joining me. So let's see what we got here. So we're going to roll on, this is the A's. So we're going to roll on the A minus is what we're going to do here. Roll on the A minus. We'll start with Tyrell Hatton. Yeah, tight bunch, exactly. We'll start with Tyrell Hatton. And this is going to be rolled on the 268 to 272 line. And we're going to roll it as A minus, not A, since it's a major. That's a decider die. So that's a 205. That's a 205. We'll see. So right now, that is leader, is Tyrell Hatton. He's leader at the moment. Joe Rahm, he's one stroke back. Adam Scott, one stroke back with Rahm. Gooch, one stroke back. Els, one stroke back. Koepka, he's tied with Hatton. Rose, tied. VJ, tied. We got 4 players tied for the lead at this tournament. Now we go to the A minuses. And now we roll on the B plus for these guys. Hope Koepka's leg doesn't start cramping. I saw that yesterday. I watched that. And that happened more than once yesterday, I think, to him. He was having some major cramps, but yet he's still hitting strong. I was watching that. I watched that yesterday. Yes, you're right. I saw exactly what you're talking about. All right, Seamus Power. So this is 205, 206. This is 207, 208. Yeah, he played it off. So let's see. That's 207, so Power is 2 shots back. 208 is Davis Love. Paul Casey is 2 shots back. And Harrington is tied there. So there is our group there. So Davis Love is 3 shots back. Now we got to find out I want to find out the score. So if Tyrell Hatton was 205 and 216, if he shot a 205 and 216 is par, this would make for a fun one, especially we got to choose the perk. We got to find what the perks are too. So 216 is par, and Tyrell Hatton was a 205. So is he 11 over par? He's 11 under par. Wow, that's too high. That's too high. I thought I did that by. I thought I did that. I thought that score wouldn't be that high. Shouldn't be 11 under. I wanted lower than that. The target score was 272 from last year. The 3-round par score is 216. So 216 is par for 3 rounds at Pebble Beach. I think what I'm supposed to do is, because I did the 272 score, I go one score, I go one rating lower. So really, it shouldn't be so I should have gone to 273, 277. Right, 272 is 16 under par, correct. But that's for Pebble Beach. But I did this for Bethpage Black. So go one column lower. So I should have used 273 to 277 instead of 272. Go one column up, which increases their score. So 207. So 207 to 216 would be 9 under par instead of 11. That's about right. 9 under par. That's about right. That's about right. Because that's what the score is right now over at that's what the score is right now at TPC. Actually, I think 8 under, 9 under leads that tournament. So 9 under par sounds about right. Okay, that'll work. So here, so these guys are all at 9 under par. These guys are 8 under par. Seven under. And Davis Love is 6 under. What do you think, Brandon? You think that's correct? We go one column more further to the right to get a little lower scoring. Sounds good. Okay, yep. So these guys are 9 under, 8 under, 7 under, and 6 under. Now what we'll do is we'll write in the tournament, and I'll get the perks in a second for these guys. So so now I got to go ahead and get the parent. First, we got to get the places. So tied for first is Hatton, Koepka. Either way, the grouping, yeah, we're gonna get the grouping. I'm gonna set the grouping up in a second. Rose and Singh. So they finished, they're 9 under par. So 216. They are 207. So they are 209. 209 or 209. Third round total. I'm just going to write it down. 9 under. So they're 9 under par. Then Rahm, they're tied for 5th. So Rahm, Scott, Gooch, and Els, they are at 8 under. And of course, they're 1 stroke back. And finally, yeah, 3 round is 9 under bar 72, correct. I'm using a different course than Pacific than Pebble Beach. That's the only reason why. I used Bethpage Back's scoring just to get the score for last year's PGA, which was 8 under, which was the winner. So these guys are tied for 9th, which is Power, Casey, and Harrington. These guys are 7 under, 2 shots back. And finally, Love is 12th. Love the 3rd. And he is 6 under, 3 shots back. So that is our final round contenders for tomorrow. And now we got to find out our perks. So let's see what kind of perks we get. Force the playoff even steals the show. Exactly. That's one of the reasons why I did it this way. I wanted to give some of the other guys a better chance too. But remember, all the top golfers were in this. I made sure every top golfer was in it. And that's one of the reasons why we have a loaded leaderboard. But you would have a loaded leaderboard really at a major. Nobody usually runs, only very kind of uncommon. I'm not going to say rare, but kind of uncommon when one guy runs away with a major. Unless, of course, you're Tiger Woods, who did a few times. But and Jack Nicklaus and Arnold Palmer who did that. But today, in today's golf, rare somebody runs away with a major. Which means that the B-plus golfers, such as Hadwin, Elkington, Morikawa, Merritt, Thomas, these guys are pretty much 4 strokes back. But they are not in the TV coverage. Let's find out what the perks are for Tyrell Hatton. So I'm going to roll a white die. I'm going to roll a black die and the decider die. So let's see what kind of perk Tyrell Hatton has. That is a 1 and a blank, and he loses a choice quality. Oh, wow. Loses a choice quality. And I had a thing about that this week. Oh, he loses a choice quality. That's actually a red. That's actually a red now. So now he loses a choice quality. Ugh. So I gotta lose a choice quality for him. Although it says for the bullet indicates the perk issue, but no, we might not because the perk issue is not in effect. That's right. I don't think it's in effect. Hold on. Lose choice quality for results with the question mark symbol. Roll the decider die. Bullet indicates the perk issue is in effect. Blank indicates the perk issue is in effect this round. So okay, so yeah, so or affect this round only. So it loses a choice quality. So now we got to see which one he loses. So how do you decide which one he loses here? Or do I just choose one for him? Ooh, loses a choice quality. Well, in this case, actually, that might not be bad. Because if he loses, because soft is a choice quality. So actually, that's actually pretty good. He could lose that quality. He could lose soft. Because he has semi-legend, semi-king, shaper, hero, semi-soft, semi-icon, and semi-dynamic. That actually could be good. So he could lose the soft quality, and soft is a great quality. Keep it. All right. So what do you think, Brandon? Help me out. What do you think we should take off? Semi-legend, semi-king, shaper, hero, semi-soft, semi-icon, semi-dynamic. You said soft is a great quality. Okay. Get rid of semi-king probably. Okay, so semi-king he loses. So I'll go ahead and I'll create a card that will take that off. We can do something with that real fast. Give me a second. Not much room, but we'll see here. Second here. We'll just see if I can put that over. You know what? That's what I got the tweezers for. Okay, so Tyrell Hatton loses the semi-king quality. So he loses that. And I know I got to write it down as well. So Hatton loses semi-king. So sometimes I guess losing a course quality is not bad. All right, so he doesn't have to worry about that. All right. So we'll just be legend shaper. I got to remember that. Will Green merrily roll off, can get the ball to land wherever he wants. Okay. Now we'll see what we do for Seamus Power. That was a caddy expertise. Now let's see what we get here. And that is a trainer. And that is a decider die. So 5. Lose choice semi-quality. Lose choice semi-quality. So Seamus Power, utility, laser, prospect, and dynamic. Lose choice semi-quality. I guess if I'm correct, I think semi-prospect is the one to lose. Pretty sure. Because he has to lose a semi-quality. I think it's 3 of them. Laser, semi-prospect, and semi-dynamic. If I'm correct, I think prospect is the one to lose here. Then roll the white die to see which one under 5 you go with. Oh, duh. What do I know? 5. Same thing. Lose choice, semi-quality. All right. Thank you, brother. All right. My bad. So, all right. So he still loses it. Okay. So I rolled the 5 anyway. So we didn't break the rules. So he will lose semi-prospect for Seamus Power. The semi-choices were semi-laser, semi-prospect, and semi-dynamic. I think prospect is the one to lose. I agree with you. So he loses that one. Lose semi on laser because it becomes full laser. So make him a full laser or semi prospect. So I'm just wondering. So you think losing semi on laser because would be better instead of and becomes full laser and just keeping him a prospect on experience? The semi is dropped, right? Okay, so all right, so he's a full laser then. Never mind. So he's full laser. Got to keep track of it. Okay, lose the semi-quality. Okay, we probably did the semi-king wrong earlier, but not import. No, I think we did that right because you lose a whole choice quality, not a semi. So we took off completely that one. So we did that right. I'm going to keep it as it was anyway. So power. So here we just lose the semi. So yeah, so now he's a full laser. You're right, Brandon. You're correct. You're good. All right. So there is our golfers. Now we got to pair them. So let's start with I'm going to start with the 4th group. So actually, I'll start with the 1st group. So these are the 1st group. Earl clone. You're pretty good, Brandon. You're helping me out. All right. So in the 1st group, Davis Love III is automatically shots back. So Love will be in the 1st group. And Seamus Power is a 5A. Padraig Harrington and Paul Casey are 2As. Power is the lowest one, so I'm going to have him in there with Love. And then I will use Harrington. So Love starts at -6. These guys are -7. I'll worry about writing everything down later. Oh, we didn't do course conditions either. We'll get that as well. All right. So now, 2nd group will be Casey, and he is 7 under. And he will have lowest to high. So Gooch, and I'm gonna say Gooch. And you got Rom, Scott, Nels. I'm gonna put Rom because I think Els would be better suited higher up, as well as Scott. All right, so the next group, we got Adam Scott and Els. They're both 8 under. And then from these guys, I'm going to have Tyrell Hatton be in that group as well because he is the lowest rated golfer there at 9 under. And then we have Koepka, Rose, and Singh. And I'm going to have Singh first, then Rose, and then Koepka. And they are all at 9 under par. These are going to go up and down because I made the course more difficult, so it's going to be a lot of strange stuff going on. It's going to be wacky. Now let's get the course conditions, which I know is in the main book. So let's get the course conditions and see if there's any changes in the course. What are the blue, red, and chips I have there? This is just to let me know who had perks. That's all. They just told me what they had perks. So that's all. They were just to tell me to remind me who had perks. That's all I used them was just let me know there were perks for those golfers. We now rip them down here, so we know Hatton loses semi-king and Power is full laser. That's all. Let's see if we can get the course conditions. Hold on a minute, Mom. Back inside now. All right. So here are the weather effects on the back of this. So let's see. All right, so let's see if there's any course conditions. This is going to be done this is in August. And we are in US West Coast. So we'll see if there's any course conditions here. US West Coast. Because Pebble Beach, weather effect here in Massachusetts is freaking hot. Same down here too, Al. All right, so let's see if there's any course. Let's see if there's any conditions. It is a 14, and it will be fine. Be a nice day for golf tomorrow. So course conditions, we will say, is perfect. Nice day. Pretty much whatever the temperature is. It's a Pebble Beach, so it's a little warmer. Say about like in the 80s, probably the high 80s, and partly cloudy skies. And we're good. All right. I believe that is it. We have our guys here for the tournament. So Tyrell Hatton, Brooks Koepka, Justin Rose, Vijay Singh, John Rahm, Adam Scott, Taylor Gooch, Ernie Els, Seamus Power, Paul Casey, Padraig Harrington, and Davis Love III will be taking a crack to see who wins the PGA Championship at Pacific Golf Links in Pebble Beach, California. Brandon Baker, Al Red Sox fan, Sports Time Machine, Bears Den 007, and of course Steeler Fan 1933. Thank you very much for joining me. We're done. You're golf. One of your very few will catch the replay. Yep, I'll probably do the replay. I probably will do this tournament early because I usually do my payoff pitch on Sunday afternoons. Is my payoff pitch thing for that. So I want to thank everyone for joining me for today for the PGA Championship qualifying. Thank you all here. Everyone, of course, stay safe, stay smart, stay strong. And, of course, I have payoff pitch tonight. For those of you who are wondering, tonight is the Dodgers and the Cardinals for the 1994 pennant race. But for History Maker Golf, looking forward to this. This should be a lot of fun. So join me tomorrow. For those of you who can, I'll probably start it maybe late morning if possible, because if I'm going to do a full round, it's going to take about 3 hours to do. Anyway, stay safe, stay smart, stay strong. Everybody, thank you very much. Make sure you check out everybody's wonderful channels. Brandon Baker, Al Red Sox fan, who is tops, of course, here is King of the Hill. Have everyone enjoy your day, and I'll see you guys for baseball later tonight. Have a good one, everyone. Take care.